Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. My dear brothers and sisters, today I want to share with you one of the most powerful, emotional, and heart-shaking stories. The world is filled with endless metaphors, but none so profound as the story of the candle and the moth. Jalaluddin Rumi, the great mystic and lover of God, once said, "The moth wasn't attracted to the flame because it wanted to die. It was drawn because it saw its truth reflected in that light." In this story, Rumi speaks of a love so pure that it demands nothing, a longing that consumes the soul until nothing remains but the beloved. This is not a tale of romance between two beings. It is the story of the soul's yearning for Allah and the surrender that leads to divine union. Rumi tells us of a night when a group of moths gathered, curious about a faraway candle burning in the dark. They had heard whispers of its beauty, its brilliance that could light up even the loneliest night. One of the moths said, "We must know what this light truly is." So the first moth flew close, but from a distance. He saw its glow and returned, saying, "It is bright, warm, and beautiful." But the elder moth said, "You have seen the light, but you have not known it." Then a second moth went closer. He felt the heat. His wings trembled, and he came back, saying, "It is powerful, yet dangerous." The elder shook his head again. "You have felt its warmth, but you have not understood it." Then came the third moth. He did not pause. He did not calculate the risk. He did not ask for permission. He simply flew straight into the flame. And in that moment of contact, he was no more. His body burned, his form disappeared, but his essence became one with the light itself. The elder moth then whispered softly, "He alone knows what the candle truly is." This is how Rumi teaches the mystery of divine love. It is not something to be studied, but something to be experienced. The candle is the light of truth, the eternal flame of Allah's presence. And the moth is the human soul, restless, wandering, searching for the source it came from. Every soul, knowingly or unknowingly, is drawn toward that divine light. Some only see it from a distance. They speak of God, they debate, they describe. Others come close enough to feel the warmth. They pray, they worship, but fear to lose themselves completely. And then there are the few, the true lovers, who surrender everything. They dive into the fire of divine love and vanish in the light of the beloved. This is the fana, the annihilation of the self, where ego burns and only Allah remains. Rumi says, "Die before you die, so that when death comes, you are already alive." To the world, the moth's flight looks like destruction, but to the moth, it is the fulfillment of love. When the self burns away, the soul awakens. When desires are consumed, the heart becomes a mirror, reflecting the light of the divine. Rumi writes, "When I burned in his flame, I found myself alive." For the flame that destroys the moth is the very light that gives it eternity. Love, in Rumi's language, is not soft or safe. It is a storm. It tears down every wall of ego, every illusion of control. He says, "The way of love is not a subtle argument." The door, there is devastation. Birds make great sky circles of their freedom. How do they learn it? They fall, and falling, they are given wings. The moth's burning is the price of knowing God. To truly love Allah is to let go of everything that is not Him. Our pride, our fears, our false identities. And when all of that burns away, what remains is the soul's pure essence, light recognizing light. In Rumi's poetic imagination, even the candle speaks. It says to the moth, "Come, beloved. What you see as my fire is not meant to destroy you, but to reveal you." And the moth replies, "I am not afraid, for to die in your flame is to live forever." This is the language of surrender, the moment when love no longer seeks safety. It seeks only truth. In this union, the lover and the beloved become one, not in body, not in name, but in divine essence. This story is not about a moth and a candle. It is about you and me. It is about the heart that longs for meaning, for peace, for Allah. Rumi calls to every seeker, every restless heart. The wound is the place where the light enters you. When you lose yourself, you find the beloved. He reminds us that the soul's purpose is not survival. It is transformation. The moth didn't fly to the candle to be destroyed. It flew to become the light. Likewise, we are not meant to simply exist. We are meant to return. Return to Allah. Return to the source of love. And so, the story ends where it began, with a flame, a flight, and a moment of surrender. The candle continues to burn, its flame eternal, and countless moths still circle it, some from afar, some daring to draw near. Each heart must choose. Will you only admire the light, or will you fly into it? Rumi whispers to us, "You have seen my descent. Now watch my rising." For every soul that surrenders to Allah's love is not destroyed, it is reborn. The candle still burns, the flame still calls, and the lover still flies. In the story of the candle and the moth, we find the essence of Rumi's message, that love is not about possession, but about annihilation of the self in the presence of the beloved. The moth does not seek to live beside the candle. It seeks to become the candle's light, and that is the destiny of every soul, to return, not as itself, but as a reflection of the divine light that made it. May we all burn with that same sacred longing until only Allah remains. Amin. If you found this story inspiring, subscribe for more journeys into the lives of Allah's messengers. May Allah guide us all to the truth.